There's a lot of talk about Pokemon Go Fest right now because tickets went on sale and they sold out fast. So people are looking forward to this real-life Pokemon Go event. But I was looking at the frequently asked questions, and this is confusing, and I don't really know what to make of it because the banned items and even the allowed items are absolutely ridiculous. And I will also talk about some of the other things going on with Pokemon Go. It seems like there's a solid amount of active players because, I mean, we had 76,000 votes for the Solstice event in Pokemon Go, where there's like more fire and ice Pokemon available. Also, I will talk about raid battles, new gym features, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So Pokemon Go is getting an update, but I feel, as with everything about Pokemon Go right now, it's just too little, too late. That gyms are finally getting a change. Also, raid Pokemon, new items, big features like that. But I think a lot of people have given up on caring about Pokemon Go ever again, so that kind of makes it a problem, even though there's still a pretty dedicated group of fans. So if anything, this is going to keep fans from leaving the game, but I don't know if it's going to attract many more to the game. It is summer, so maybe people will just kind of have a fancy with Pokemon Go for another month or two, and then we'll see how that ends up. But this is what I saw right here. So allowed items and prohibited items. These are absurdly strict. I mean, some of them are very understandable, like no weapons, there's going to be kids around, so no e-cigs or vaping devices, anything like that. I can understand the safety aspect, but I also don't understand, we'll just get into it, you know. Backpacks, standard school backpacks only, no frames or camping gear. Binoculars, blankets, sheets, towels, cameras, these are allowed. However, basic point-and-shoot cameras only, without detachable lenses and other accessories, no pods, selfie sticks, tripods, GoPro mounts, and other attachments are allowed. That's weird. GoPro cameras without accessories are allowed. Sealed sunscreen lotion without an aerosol container, so pretty much just the bottle, and then empty hydration packets and water bottles, and you're only allowed to bring 2 factory-sealed water bottles to get in. That's kind of interesting, but then it's the prohibited items. And there's a lot of prohibited items. No e-cigs or vaping devices, understandable. Aerosol containers, understandable. Yeah, like I guess even with sunscreen, like you're not allowed to bring aerosol sunscreen, but you know, those things can be dangerous. So any and all professional audio recording equipment, any and all professional video equipment, professional cameras, any camera with the option to detach lens. So if you have like a Canon camera, that's a professional camera, and if you detach the lens, for some reason that's not allowed compared to just the point and shoot, which does effectively the same thing. Any and all camera accessories, selfie sticks, tripods, monopods, GoPro mounts, or anything like that. No drones allowed. I understand, because like drones, a lot of people have been using them for like really epic footage and stuff, but it is still like a very large gray area with like all the regulations and stuff around them. So let's talk about that. GoPros are allowed, but like video recording and high-end video recording doesn't seem to be allowed. But they don't really say no video recording, but I don't really understand it, because like, okay, the GoPro without any mounts or accessory means you just have the square little GoPro that's awkward to hold and then take video of. No headgear, no mounting of any sorts. Same with like the cameras, that no selfie sticks or tripods or anything like that. Can't take a selfie with all your friends at the Pokemon Go park, or the Pokemon Go event. That I don't understand. Like, do they just want crappy video quality to kind of leak out of this event? Because like, you have phones, you're playing on a mobile device that's really good at taking video, so they can't really ban video, but it seems like they want to get rid of high quality video content. I don't really understand that. Totems, flags, banners, that's going to piss a lot of people off. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have like Team Mystic or Team Flags or some kind of team representation, and they're not going to be allowed in unless they throw it away. And that, hopefully people read the rules, you know, that's kind of like a big warning right there. So yeah, coolers of any kind except for those made for medical use. So what I've seen is that like there's vendors and stuff, and it's pretty much like an outdoor convention kind of setup. So they don't want you bringing your own food, they don't want you bringing your own water. You have to pay for the ticket, and then you also have to pay for any concessions that you buy at the event, and if you leave, then you have to get scanned back in. So it seems like they're trying to also turn this into a pretty profitable thing as well, which doesn't make sense since Pokemon Go has made millions and absurd amounts of money for fairly low like game design costs or anything like that. No framed backpacks, no hammocks, no glass containers. That's, I guess, understandable in glass containers, you know, that just leads to bad litter and stuff. Firearms, explosives, and weapons. Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. Illegal and illicit substances, no drugs, no outside food or beverage. Hey, there we go. So you get 2 factory sealed water bottles. They're effectively, it's like sports rules. You know, if you like go into watch a sports ball game or something like that, you can bring in like 1 or 2 sealed bottles sometimes, depending on like how restrictive they are. But yeah, so they don't want anything outside, which is kind of lame. Like, at first I was like, oh, they're just trying to keep the place clean and free of litter and stuff, but then they're gonna be, like, selling food, and they're gonna be selling things. So it's not like a Pokemon Go picnic. It's an organized event that's trying to turn some money. Or at least maybe offset the cost of renting the space, but that still doesn't make sense to me. No umbrellas. No professional grade radios or walkie-talkies, so you can't, like, communicate with your friends across the park outside of, like, yourself. Like, I'd imagine that a phone is better than a professional grade walkie-talkie to a degree. You know, you have these advanced smart devices, and walkie-talkies are banned. No skateboard scooters, no tents, canopies, or shade structures of any times. Or of any kind. That's what got me. So you can't bring an umbrella just in case it's raining, and you can't bring any kind of shade structures just in case it's hot, because this is going to be in summer. It's going to be late July. Now, I don't know about like Chicago weather in late July, but every once in a while a heat wave sweeps through the north, and it can still hit 90s. So, I mean, you're not allowed to have shade structures, and then you're going to have to like scramble to find... And, like, also, you have to bring a sealed water bottle, but you can't bring a cooler. So you're going to have warm water at, like, warm water refilling stations. And you can't even have an umbrella for shade or even to keep the rain off. See, like, I don't understand some of these things that are not allowed. That doesn't make any sense. Unauthorized licensed vendors will not be allowed. So unauthorized solicitation of materials, anything like that, stickers, beach balls, giveaways, samples. So none of that. Large wallet, wrist chains that exceed 12 inches will not be allowed. Bicycle chains. No chairs of any kind either. It's a freaking 9-hour event. It's 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and you're not allowed to bring a chair to sit down. No inflatable furniture, which is also pretty lame because it's pretty fun if you get like an inflatable chair or some kind of fun stuff like that. So yeah, you can't even like create a theme, you know, no banners, no flags, no inflatables, no nothing. No fun allowed is effectively what this looks like. They just want you to sit in the circle of, like, they just want you to sit down at the park and stare at your camera, or stare at your phone for 9 hours as they just kind of, like, throw extra Pokemon spawns, special events and stuff your way. Like, the appeal seems pretty nice of what's available for this, you know, team lounges. So I guess they're going to try to set up their own things, like, oh, here's where we're setting up chairs, and here's where we're setting up concessions and stuff. So there's that. Special Pokestops. I mean, special Pokestops and exclusive in-app metal, as well as challenges, rewards, increased Pokemon encounters. It seems like there's some nice benefits to this, and it's sponsored as well. Like it's sponsored, so why are they trying to take so much back from it? You know, that should be effectively like advertising costs. If it's like, yo, we have Sprint and Boost Mobile, phone carriers, or yeah, phone providers for people playing a smartphone game on their phone. That should pay for itself right there. And then they're still trying. It's not like a Pokemon picnic and have fun. It's a bit more restrictive than that. And then Joe Merrick says the following items are prohibited. No video recording will be allowed. Professional cameras, any and all camera accessories, umbrellas. Fun. I like that one, you know. Fun. No fun allowed, as put by Joe Merrick. But I don't understand the no video recording will be allowed. I don't know if that was on the website and they took it off because they realized how silly they're being, and I don't see anything else. Like, this is the frequently asked questions, but it just says like no e-cigs and then no like it's allowed for point and shoot. So I guess you're allowed to take pictures, and since this is done on the smart device, I guess that's okay, but I don't understand like what they are trying to prevent here. I don't know, but then also, yeah, like I said, it seems like there's still a decent amount of fan base that's into Pokemon Go. If we have like 76,000 votes, it doesn't compare to the insane amount of votes that we were getting earlier on in like a year ago, or a little less, yeah, like a little less than a year ago when it came to like the Pokemon Go when it launched. Pokemon Go app still has 2.35 million followers. Seems like it gets decent amounts of engagement. I mean, this new Pokemon Go update had 4.8k retweets, 11,000 likes, and then like some of the other smaller announcements get a few hundred to 1,000 or so. So it looks like people are still engaging with Pokemon Go. I am going to be interested in seeing if like the summer can do it, if this changed to the gym. But I mean, we're a year later in Pokemon Go, and the development seems very, very slow to say the least. Like, where's trading? they did a nice enhancement to the gyms, but there's still a little something missing. That a lot of the features that were promised with Pokemon Go really haven't been delivered yet. That was kind of what you need. You needed like bi-week, like, well, yeah, once every 2 weeks, or like monthly or every 2-week patches that gave a new game feature, not a minor bug fix or a simple change or something like that. Also, I still don't know how good the catching system is right now compared to the original system. So yeah, it seems like there was still a lot of potential. Like, Pokemon Go could have stayed popular for an entire year for sure, but as we've already discussed, as everyone has already talked about, you know, Niantic, Nintendo, Game Freak, they were all surprised by how well Pokemon Go did, and then they were caught off guard. They didn't decide to reinvest that hype into actually like expanding for Pokemon Go and getting a really solid game out there, and then they just kind of let the problems kind of sit there, and then people eventually left, and they never considered coming back, because it's a very heavy investment game that once you've already burned so many hours of your life into this game, you don't want to leave for a while and then come back. It feels like the gap is too large with other players. I feel like this gym thing will definitely reduce the gap, because with the gyms, you can only have unique Pokemon. So you can't have 6 Blissies or 6 Dragonites taking over a gym right now. It will have to be extra Pokemon, and they do have like motivation and stuff. So gym fighting is going to be a bit more balanced, is what it seems like, and that might be like this big push. You know, Summer's going to have all these new features, like raids, which unlock rare candies, as well as TMs, and then a few more items being introduced in Pokemon Go as well. So, and then like the opportunity to catch the rare Pokemon. So it seems like there's going to be like a lot of big efforts to kind of bring some players back into the game for the summer, which does make sense. Pokemon Go is a very, you know, time-oriented kind of summer-based game, so you get to run around and play Pokemon Go for a bit. But I feel it could have stayed popular the entire time and then like kept Pokemon on top. It didn't do that. We're going to see how many people come back in. I guess that's a comment. You know, tell me your thoughts on the Pokemon Go Fest, as well as if you plan on playing Pokemon Go even a little more that you've already been playing, or if the game is completely dead to you unless they do something massive. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.